Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and we are continuing our 100 days of DevOps challenge, and today is day 4. Yesterday we did the first part of shell scripting where we covered the basics, and if you have not seen that video, if you have not watched the video, please feel free to go to the playlist. You would see the video, the day 3 video, which is shell scripting part 1, and watch the video as well as the previous videos I have uploaded before now, because we are building on what we've learned from day 1 until this very day. So today is part 2 of shell scripting basics, and we are going to cover some advanced command, and at the end of this session we are going to actually write a script or a program that checks the system health of our Linux system, of our Linux VM. So you can use it in a production environment. You can, if you're already working as a system administrator or you just want to know it, you can just have this script handy. So whenever you need to run a quick check on your system to confirm the health status, you can always run the script. So for today, we are going to be looking at some commands before we go into write the script. So the first command we're going to look at is the pipe command. So the pipe command is a command that helps us join one or two commands together. So what it does is that it takes the content of the first command down to the second command for it to be processed. So what do I mean by that? It's represented by the symbol, this symbol. So this symbol means pipe. So if I go to the terminal and I say cat, let's say I want to see the number of users. I want to see the number of users, and I do cat /etc /password. Now if I do this, it brings the entire number of users. It brings all the information of the users that are on my system. But let's say I want to filter this to streamline the information that I want to see. I can do this command, and then I want another command. I'll just put pipe. I'll just put this pipe. So once I put in this pipe, it means that it has captured the output of this command. So it's going to now it's expecting me to put another command that will work on the output of this first command. Say, okay, I want to grep, because we talked about grep. That was I think yesterday or the day before. So I want to grep. Let's say I want to confirm if the user DevOps exists. So I'm just going to grep DevOps. So when I click on enter, it brings out only DevOps. So you can see that it's the cat command. It did the cat /etc/password, and it took the output of that particular command down to the second part for this second command, which is grep, to work on. So that is basically what the pipe command does. It's like it takes, if I want to maybe say I want to work on, I can do cat this, and then I grep, and then I also add another command. So the more you add commands, the more it keeps working. So if I add a third command to this now, it won't work on the output of this command. It will work on the output of this second command. So that is what you use the pipe command to do. So you have a command. So instead of having that command printed out, you want to streamline that particular command. So you just use the pipe and then you type the second command. So the second command works on the output of the first command. So that is basically a quick overview of what the pipe command means. So the second command that I have here is the awk. The awk command is also a filtration command. It helps you view command according to a colon. Like let's say I want to view the third or the second colon in maybe a command that I just ran. I want to view the second or the third colon. The awk command can actually help you do that. And how does that work? So I'm going to go to my terminal now, and I'm going to go to my terminal. Let's say we want to check df-h. So we'll still consider df-h. So I want to check the usage memory. That's the percentage usage of this file system. df-h is to check your disk space in your file system. So I don't want to print out everything. So let's say I want to print out only the usage percentage. So what will I do? I will do df-h. Remember, I used pipe, so I can pipe it. Then I'll say awk. When I say awk, I will use the yes, and I'll open this. I'll say print. We'll now count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll do print $5, $5. Then I'll close it and use the. So when I run it, what does this do? It takes the df-h. That's the pipe takes the df-h over to the second command. So awk, what does it do? It prints only the fifth line, or the fifth colon rather, the fifth colon of this particular command. It will only print it. So you can see that it only prints the usage in percentage. So if I wanted only, let's say I wanted to see the mount points of this particular command, instead of doing 5, I would change it to 6. I'll change it to 6. So when I click on it, it only shows where these file systems are mounted on. So that's basically what the awk command does. So that's for pipe and awk. So let's move to the next command. So the next command is uptime. Uptime basically shows you how long the system has been running. So it just shows you how long it has been running. It shows the number of users that are logged in, and then it shows the average system load for the past 1, 5, and 15 minutes. So if I go to my terminal now and I type uptime, so it shows that it has been running for 53 minutes. 3 users are logged in. Then the load average, there's literally like no load on the VM right now because I'm not actually doing so much on it. So that's basically what the uptime command does. So the next command is df-h, which I just typed now. It shows the disk usage. So df-h. So it shows the disk usage. So if I want to see the disk usage only for the root, I will just put this. I remember on the first day I talked about the root. So if I want to see only for the root, I will see the disk usage of the root. So the size, the total size, the size that has been used, the available disk, the percentage used, and where it is mounted on. So that's what df-h does. It just shows you the disk usage. So we'll move straight to nproc. nproc shows the number of processing CPUs available to the current process. So it just shows you the available number of CPUs on your system that your system uses to process all of the processes that run on the system. So for this system, I gave it 2 CPUs. And I remember if you followed the first day where we set up the system, if you remember vividly, I gave it it asked for number of CPUs and I said 2. So this system uses 2 CPUs. So when you were installing yours, if you inputted 1 or if you inputted 4, whatever number of CPUs that you have specified when you were spinning up your system, that's what is actually going to show here. So I have 2 CPUs which my system uses to run all its processes. So the next command is free. Free command shows you how much RAM and swap space is being used. So if you notice, I have like -h. If you see -h, it just makes it human readable. So it formats it in a way that is humanly readable. So if I come to my terminal and I say free, so free shows you the total number, the used, the free, the shared, the cache, and available. So this might not be probably, well, it says human readable, but to make it more readable, we can use -h. So this formats it to megabytes, gigabytes. So that's basically what the difference is. So from this now, I don't need to start counting to count the number to know if it's gigabyte or megabyte. It already shows me here that I have memory of 1.9 gigabytes and I have swap space of 2 gigabytes. I've used 415 megabytes. I have free memory space of 1.3 gigabytes. I'm sharing 1.2 megabytes. I have a cache of 340 megabytes and I have an available space of 1.5 gigabytes. So basically that is what the free command does or tells us. So another important command is the top command. Top command, it's a real-time view of your system's CPU usage, memory usage, and running processes. So when you type top, it's a real-time view. So when I say top, so it brings us to a terminal that shows you, if you can see, it's updating because it's showing real time. So if it will keep updating over time, time after time after time. So you can see the CPU usage, the memory usage, the time, the command in which those processes are using to work. So this is the priority. The lower the priority, the more the CPU gives preference to. So that's basically what top command does. It's a real-time view, so it will keep updating time over time. I think the waiting time should be about 5 seconds, about 5 seconds or 3 seconds, but you can actually modify that also. So that's about the top command. So I will just press Q to quit. So this escapes the program, and we'll move to the next. So the PS command also shows running processes, but it just gives a snapshot. Unlike the top command, which is a real time, which updates time after time, the PS command gives a snapshot of all running processes and who started them, how many CPUs they use, and stuff like that. So when I go to my terminal and I do PS, so the PS, if I do PS alone, it gives just the current running processes, which is bash and the PS command, which I did. But there are some underground processes that would not show in when you type PS, so you have to find a way to filter them. So there are two ways you can do that. You can do PS-EF, so it just formats it, just brings more details. So you can see that when I type PS-EF, it brought out more details. So it shows the user that currently using this process. It shows the process ID. It shows the time that has been running for. It shows the command, something similar that we saw when we did the top command. So it's basically similar to it, but this is not real time. This is a snapshot. So another way you can run this command is, let me clear my screen. You can do ps-aux ps-aux. So it shows the same, something similar to ps-ef. The difference is that this one shows the CPU, the memory, and the user. So I prefer this because when we want to write our system help script, this is actually what we are going to use, because sometimes we will need the CPU, we will need the memory of the top processes that are running on our system. So that's that about PS. So the next command I will be looking at is the IP route. So basically this is just a routing table. It shows you where your system is sending network traffic to. So that's basically what the IP route does. So that's when I click on IP route, when I type IP route rather. So when I first logged into this system, I remember I did host name -i, which gave me the IP of this system. There's also a different way you can get the IP of your system by doing IPA or IP. You can do IPA, so it brings more details. So this is the same IP. You can see it as this, This one is loop back. This is the IP in which the system uses to communicate to itself. So this is the loop back IP. Why this is your adapter, and this is your IP, and it's /24. So I can do, instead of IPA, I can do IPADDR. So it shows me the same thing. I can do IPADDR show. So basically it shows the same thing depending on how you want. Some people prefer to type IPADDR show. Some people prefer to type IPADDR. Some people prefer to type IPA. So I do all three of them depending on my mood. If I just want something quick or fast, I just type IPA. So I use that to show IP route. So IP route basically shows you this is the default in which your system uses to send traffic. So this is the default route in which the system uses to send traffic. So with that, we have covered all the available commands that I wanted to show us today. So let's go into our script, and let's see how we can write our system health check script. So let's go to our terminal and do ls. First of all, I should have done the usual, who am I, just to confirm that I am who I am, and pwd. Okay, so I can type hostname also. Hostname shows you the name of the VM that you're connected to. Sometimes you want to do this so that you'll be sure that you're connected to the correct VM. You also see it here. So basically this part shows you, what this part shows you is user at host name. So this is what it shows you. The user is on the left, which is Vetrax, and then the host name. The host name is basically the name of your system, the name you have given to your system when you were spinning up or when you were setting up your server. So let's do ls. Let's create a file. Instead of using touch, I'm going to vim into file. I explained that you can use vim to also create a file. So let's create a file named system health.sh. system health.sh. When I click on it, so the first thing we do is shebang /bin/bash. Yes, so what we want to do next, according to best practice, we just want to this is just beautification method, so you can do author. You can put the name of your author. So like I said, this hash that I put, it's a comment, so this doesn't get printed out. It's just for anybody that wants to use this script. Once they see those comments, they are able to know what this script is all about. So script to show the health status of the virtual machine. I can say I can add version. Let's call this version 1.0. So that's all. Okay, so it's just for I'll just say it's just for paparazzi. So but it is still very, very useful, so that anyone that gets hold of this script will be able to understand what this script is all about. I'm just trying to get this to look professional enough. Okay, that's that about that. So let's begin to write our script. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check we want to check the uptime to check how long the system has been on. So but let's echo let's do echo and so this ones will get this. The first one I did where I wrote the author, the title, the version is only visible to anybody that wants to work with the script. So I also want something that will be visible, that will be printed out on when we run the script. So that's why I'm also doing this. So you can say system health report. So let's do $date. I remember we did $date when we run our first script. This just basically shows you, prints out the date. So to print out the report, it's like saying system health report for today. So that's basically what it does. So then we echo again. We close it. We close this. Okay. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, we would start with the uptime. The uptime is the command uptime. That's basically the command. Uptime is a command to check the time. So after that, we would do disk usage. Can do df-h. We want to check the root file system because that is where most of our workload is mounted on. So that's what we are actually particular about. So we want to check the number of CPUs. So we'll do nproc. So I'm just basically putting all these commands here so that we can actually see that those commands that we typed on the terminal can actually be put in a script. We would modify this script to look more appealing as time goes on. So we want to check memory usage. Memory usage is free-h. So that gives us memory usage. And which other one did we do? Let's see. Okay, PS AUX. So we can do PS AUX. So this checks the memory, but we need to edit this because if we run this script like this PS AUX is going to take over the whole space. So we want to print it. We want to only filter the first six. So how do I do that now? Let me escape this. Let's clear. So we do PS AUX. We press enter and we'll go up. When we go up, so we want to filter according to memory. So we want to get the first or the top 6 processes that are using the most memory on the system. So that would bring our knowledge of pipe, our knowledge of awk, because those two is what we are going to use to get what we want. So we do PS AUX. Then there's a command, there's an argument from this particular place called --sort. So we are sorting by what delimiter are we using to sort? We are sorting by memory. We're sorting by memory. So we write MEM, that is, you're sorting by the memory. And after that, this sorts by memory. If I run this command, so it just So it sorts by memory, but it still brings up everything. But we want to see the first six. We want to see the first six processes that that is um that is using that our system is using. So let's go down. So let's continue from here. So we use pipe, and then we use awk, because awk is used to print. Awk is used to print, like I said, the colons. So we'll do this. Always start with a single. So we do nr. nr means number of rows. So 6. So we are printing the first 6 rows. So we have to specify. If I skip this n arrow and all this, it doesn't print the rows, because the default for awk is colons. So if we want it to print rows, so we need to specify that we want to add or want to include rows. So we are printing the number of rows now. So if we do this, then we open, and then that's when we start using our print statement. Print. I want to print the first colon. I want to print the first colon. That's $1. I want to print the second colon. $2. I want to print the third colon. That's $3. The fourth colon. $4. The fifth colon. $5. Sorry, I want to print the fourth, and let's close it and see, because I need to check the number before I choose the colon. So when I click on this, you can see that it has streamlined our PSAUX command. So it only brought the user that is using this process, the process ID, the percentage CPU, and the percentage memory. So you can use this, and I'm going to use PSAUX, and okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I also want the 11th colon, because I want to see the command that these processes are running. So when I go down, when I go here, so I add $11. So this, if I run this now, so it shows the command that these processes are running. So I can just copy this. I can copy this, and then we'll go to our script. Okay, and then I'll delete this and I'll paste it here. To paste, just right click on your mouse, or yes, just right click on your mouse. So after this, what else are we going to check for? We're going to check for network information. That's where the what do you call it, IP route comes from. So we can, let's say I want to print host name. Host name shows the host that you are currently logged in to. So then I will now do IP route, but I only want the default gateway. And you know we saw about 3 lines, so I just want the first line. So I'm going to grep for default, because the first line was default. So Let me exit this so you can understand better what I'm trying to achieve here. So IP route shows 3 lines. These are 3 lines, but I want just this line, and I want just this IP address. This is the IP address I'm particular about because that shows our default gateway. So if I do IP route, and I'll do this, I'll grep for default. You know what grep does? It shows you the whole line. So I don't want the whole line, and I want just the third colon from that line. So I'm going to also use the pipe again, and this is grep. I'm going to use the pipe, and I'm going to use the awk command to print the third line. So print $3, which is the third line. So when I close this and I press enter, it gives me just this. So which is what I'm actually looking to achieve. So I can copy this also and go to our script, go down here and delete it, and then I'll paste also, and then we can check some other system information. I think that's basically what this is actually enough for us to check or to do our health check. So we can just let's run this. So chmod a+x system health check.sh. So just to change the permission, and then by the time we run it, so we have all of this same health check for Friday, July 18th, and this is the time and all of this. So, but this is for somebody who already knows, who is already a system administrator or a DevOps engineer or is familiar with this, the person might be able to understand. But for someone who is interacting with this for the first time, it doesn't look properly formatted. So we can modify this, we can work on this more, and so I'm going to do something. I'm going to introduce us to something. I'm going to do something. So there's something called set -x. So what this does is that it's usually for debugging. So what it does is that it prints out the command that was executed for each outcome that you are seeing. Let me save this. So if I run it again, so now you can see this, you can see all of this. This is this command that was run uptime. This is the command that was run nproc, and this, and you can see all the commands that were executed for all of this. So but I still don't, this is not nice enough. I still want to edit this. So you can always modify your script to your taste. So I'm going to edit this. So these are just best practices. So there's another command I want to introduce us to. So set -o, set -e, set -o pipe fill. So what these two commands does is they just help you, they prevent your script from running in case there is an error. So if there's an error, let's say for this particular one now, say for example now, if this uptime, without putting this, if uptime did not run and nproc ran, it would skip this and keep running the others. So, and I don't want it to skip any command. So if me putting the set -e means that once the first command did not execute successfully, it exits the script. So the script stops. So that's what it actually does. Now for the set-o pipe fill, it usually works for any command that has pipe. So what this does, if I don't put this now, if this is correct and this is not correct, this command will run. This command will run. But if I put, because this the default of the script is it works on the last command. When it involves a pipe, it works on the last command. It ignores, as long as the last command is working, it ignores all the other ones. Whereas I need the first command for the second command to give me my desired output. So when I use set-o pipe fill, now if anything is wrong with this first command, it will not run this second command. It will just assume that this command as a whole, there's an issue with it. So these are some best practices you should know. Always have your set-x and set-e and set-o pipe fill. So I'm going to modify this this my script just to look more appealing to the eyes. So I'm going to, first of all, I would comment this out, just this, not the other ones, and I'll explain why I commented it out. So now I just want when I ran this command the first time, you're only seeing the commands that were run for the output that you are seeing. Now for somebody who is not familiar or who is just learning all this for the first time, he's seeing all the commands and he's wondering, what are these commands actually doing? You don't know what these commands are doing, but you just know that they are giving you this output. It's good to give a detailed description of your script. So when it outputs to the someone interacting with it for the first time, the person can actually understand what it means. So it's good to have echo. Just write a little echo statement. So you can do echo -e. So what echo -e means is that it can take in special characters. Like if I don't put the -e, and when I do this actually means, in a programming language, if you see anything that has to do with \n, it means that you want it to be in a new line. So for this particular \n to work, I need to put the -e because it's what will give me access to, it's what will make my script to recognize special characters. Because if I don't do that, my script is going to fail. So uptime. So this is basically this is just a description of what the command is going to do. So it's echoing uptime. So if I run this now, it's going to show uptime and then it will show the command afterwards. Let me do this. So you can just modify. Well, there's no need for me to do that. So in your own leisure time, you can modify your commands to your script to your taste. You can make it however beautiful you want it to be. You can always do that. So I'm going to do echo, and I'll give space. I'm going to do another echo. So this time around, I'll use the -e also. And what do I want to display? I want to write this second command is for disk usage. So I'll just write disk usage for root partition. That's fine. And then I'm going to have another echo statement just for space. Okay. Sorry, shouldn't be here. Should be after the command. Yes. So echo space. So nproc is number of CPUs. So we'll do echo again -e, and this. So I'm not going to actually write for everything, but I just wanted to show you I just wanted to show you how you can just write your code. So I'm just going to do number of processors. So I'm just going to stop here. Let's run our script. So let's clear. Let's run our script. So you can see it, system health check. You can see that it's saying uptime, and this is more readable. This is more appealing to the eye. You can see disk usage for root partition. So you can see it, the file system. You can see number of processors too. So, and this is a way that you can make your script more appealing to the eyes of anybody that wants to actually see it. So there are two more things I would like to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is exit code. So there are two exit codes. That's 0 and 1. I think 0, when you have an exit code of 0, let me do pwd. If I do let's see, I think this is the command. Okay, so when I do ls, and I do, I think the command is I think it's showing 0. I think this is the, I'm not exactly sure. I think this is the command for to know the exit code. So when you run a command, there are two things. The exit code is either 0 or the exit code is 1. If your exit code is 0, it means that your command ran successfully. So if your exit code is 1, it means that it's 2. You can define whatever you can define whatever thing you want to assign to another whatever number of exit code. But exit code of 0 means that what you ran is successful. So it's good for debugging. So when I vim into my script, so I can put exit codes. I can check for exit codes after each command, just to be sure that each command ran successfully. So to do this, and finally, to do this properly, when you're running your health check, you don't want to display the health check. You always want to send your health check to like a log file, or you have like a log a folder where you keep all those information. So it's always good to have like instead of always displaying it on the screen and it's not being saved anywhere, you can always take the output of that particular command and you take it into a log file. So there are two ways to do that. I can create a log file here. And then redirect all these commands to that log file. Or I can run a cron job. We'll talk about cron job tomorrow. So I can run a cron job where I just put it there that this particular script. Okay, let me show you. I can do this, and I'll just append it to, let me say log file dot txt. So when I run this, we notice that we didn't get any output when we ran the command. But if I do ls -l, so you can see that log file.txt was created. So if I go into that log file.txt, log file.txt, I will see all this thing there. So basically, this is what is done in a production environment. The health status is not usually displayed. It's always sent to a file which you can now go into, and then you can now analyze it from time to time. So I'm going to stop here for today. Tomorrow we'll consider cron jobs. We'll see how we can set up a cron job. We'll see what a cron job means and how to work with it basically. So that's it's been a wonderful time today learning about shell scripting. So whatever questions we have about shell scripting, you can always feel free to drop it in the comments. You can reach out to me on my social media platforms and we can have a discussion. So that will be all from me. Have a wonderful day. Cheers.